Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm Candy Washington, the host of the Soft Life podcast. And today we are going to be talking all things Vanderpump Rules, the latest in Sandoval, and we're going to get into it. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. So with that, let's dive right on in. So first up, let me have my banner on. But first up, did Tom Sandoval hint at a breakup with Raquel? We're going to get into it. Did he hint at a breakup with Raquel? So this is according to Reality T. It says, did Tom Sandoval hint Raquel Leviss' relationship is over at concert? Vanderpump Rules star Tom Sandoval shared that he's 1 month sober and gave a cheeky hint that he and Raquel Leviss may not be together in his most recent performance. Sandoval, who's been touring with his band Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras on and off all year, took to the stage in an outfit that seemed to hint at his relationship with Raquel and missed the Sandoval drama. As he performed in a jacket adorned with two neon green lighting bolts, Tom sang some alternative lyrics to the Fountains of Wayne classic, Stacy's Mom, that led the crowd to believe he and Raquel may be over. Okay, a couple of things before we dive in. Number one, I got you guys. I have the clip of the song. I have the clip of him singing the song so we can listen to it together and decide if he is saying hot or not. Okay, so I have the clip and we can watch it. But I also wanted to bring up the fact that don't forget that after Sandoval broke and everything was going down, it seemed as though it was Tom Sandoval's narrative that he was feeding to Raquel to tell everyone, oh, we're taking space. We're not going to put any labels on it. You know, we both are going to heal, love and light to everyone. We don't know what we're doing. We just need to heal from the whole situation. We're not putting any labels on it, which sounds to me like Sandoval trying to distance himself from Raquel. Because I think Raquel burning bunnies Rachel would be 100% in a open, labeled up relationship with him if that's what he wanted to do. Another reason why I think that is because don't forget a couple of days ago when, in my opinion, she lied again and said that her Instagram account had been, quote, hacked. And the only highlight on her Instagram was when Tom Sandoval was dressed up as her for Halloween, with the lightning bolt Tom sweatshirt. If that's not saying, like, I'm desperate to get my man back, please pay attention to me, I don't know what is. Another sign that points to, trouble in paradise is from a couple of days ago on Reddit, and Bravo Snark News retweeted it. Sandoval and Rachel sighting last night. Spotted. Sandoval and Rachel spotted outside B-Side Pizza last night around 11:30 p.m. He was closing her door. They were both getting into a white BMW. The vibe was not a happy one. I thought I saw that they were taking a break from each other. Also, Hotel Ziggy is right behind B-Side Pizza, right? So, and also don't forget, he also seemed irritated when a couple weeks ago, the paparazzi had gotten pictures of Raquel at Ariana and Tom's house. I don't think he liked that because, again, he got blowback. Not necessarily because he cares about how Ariana feels, but because he cares about how it makes him look. It wasn't a good look for him. So I personally think that in the song, he is saying that Raquel is not for me. There's been like the debate whether he's saying not or hot. But let's keep going and then we'll bring up more stuff. Oh, also another sign that things are not good in Sandoval world. Remember when Tom Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live and he said that Raquel and Tom were already toxic. It started toxic, and the relationship itself was toxic, and she was like his heroine and all of that stuff. Well, that's not a good sign. I think Schwartz would have been like, yeah, they really messed up. They screwed people over, but they're really happy together. And, love will win at the end of the day. Give him a hug, root for him. But he was like, no, it's toxic as hell. So all of this situation is not looking good. Not looking good. But let's keep going. After keeping his affair with Raquel a secret from the rest of the Vanderpump Rules cast, including his partner of nearly a decade, Ariana, Sandoval's secret came out with a bang in early March 2023. Tom and Raquel, who had been growing closer throughout the filming of Vanderpump Rules Season 10, had been doing their best to hide the affair. I don't think they were doing their best to hide the affair. I think that they were doing their best to hide in plain sight and throw little bombs and little Easter eggs. Her sleeping over, him buying her vintage glasses. The whole thing was just a complete hot mess. But let's keep going. To hide their affair, but it was bound to come out while they're in their tight-knit friend group. While Tom and Ariana had been having issues in their relationship, Sandoval's betrayal was the final nail in the proverbial coffin. Dun, dun, dun. Now, did Tom say Raquel's, quote, not the one for me during his performance? While playing with his band at the Space in Westbury, New York this past week, Tom informed the crowd that it had been 1 month since he'd last had any alcohol. I'm just taking a little break for a second, he explained amidst the cheers from the audience, sipping on a non-alcoholic beer as he toasted the crowd. The band went into a rendition of Stacy's Mom, that they changed up using the lyrics to reference Schwartz's mom or Schwartzy's mom instead as a homage to Tom's best friend and business partner, Tom Schwartz. During the popular chorus of the song, Tom seemed to sing, "Can't you see Raquel is not for me," out to the crowd who cheered in response. Others believe that he actually said, "Can't you see Raquel is hot for me?" While the lyric change may simply be a cheeky nod to the ongoing drama, it would be odd for Tom to choose to sing that specific line if he were still with Raquel, unless the couple is trying to throw fans off their scent. As the Sandoval drama continues to unfold, every little detail has to be accounted for. Now, I looked up the lyrics to Stacy's Mom, and the line that's in question, and I have the video, so we're going to watch it. It says, "Stacy, can't you see you're just not the girl for me?" So the actual lyrics is the word not, okay? I think he's saying not, but let's listen and let me know what you guys think he's saying, okay? Here we go.
Oh my God, I'm loving you guys right now. Y'all know it's been 1 month since I had my last drink of alcohol. I'm just taking a little break for a second. But yeah. These are Heineken Zeros. Cheers.
I'm laughing at his singing. I'm dead wrong. I'm petty as hell, but Tom Schwartz cannot sing. He's like, not Tom Schwartz, Tom Sandoval cannot sing. It's like someone who thinks they can sing in like the shower, but not in real life. Now, even the person who's next to the person who's taking the video repeats what he says. And she says, "Oh, Raquel, you're not the one for me." That's big. That's huge. I think he was saying not. Now, as much, like, the article brought up a good, conspiracy question. Is he saying this just to throw us off the scent that they're together? Kind of like the whole, is she at Marival? Is she at a mental health facility? Is he in Marival, Arizona with her? Is he not? Whatever, blah, 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 right? I don't know. I think that's a big thing to do, to say that Raquel is not the one for me. And let me know what you guys think. Do you think he said not or hot? I think he said not. That's a pretty huge statement. Stacked on not wanting to put a label on it, not looking happy, him doing the absolute most. I don't know. You guys put it down. And then also, I want to know what you think about him saying that he's been sober for about a month. Sober from alcohol. Side note, Heineken Zero is really good. I've had it. Not gonna lie, I thought Heineken Zero meant 0 calories, and then I realized it meant 0 alcohol content. Anyway, that's a story for another time. So, yeah, I want to know what you guys think. I still think that there's something going on with him. Hopefully, he's weaning himself off of stuff. I think that either Schwartz or Jax or somebody has said that he's on Adderall and cigarettes and Red Bull and all of that stuff. So I hope that he's taking better care of his physical health, because I get it. He messed up. He's a weirdo, but I don't want anything physically to happen to him. I don't want any physical harm to come to him. I hope he gets sober and gets healthy. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Sandoval is hinting at the fact that Raquel is just not the girl for him? Or do you think they're they're boiling the bunnies together, and this is another one of their weird psycho schemes trying to throw us off their scent? Put it down below. All right, you guys. So with that, let's move on to our next story about Andy Cohen weighing in on the drama and pushing the producers as to why they did not do their jobs. So let's go. So this is according to Us Weekly. It says Andy Cohen asked Bravo producers what they knew about Sandoval ahead of time, explains why they didn't push Pump Rule storylines further. So he's pushing the producers. Was it all staged? Okay. Andy Cohen clarified why Tom Sandoval and Raquel Levis's affair was so shocking, even though Vanderpump Rules captured footage that questioned their relationship months prior. All right. This is what production pointed to, because I called them once I started seeing the episodes, and I was like, are you telling me you guys didn't get that was happening? And they said they all kind of followed Ariana Maddox's lead. The Bravo executive producer 54 recalled on a Sirius XM radio show and Radio Andy on Thursday. You know I'm your girl, and you know that I have the clip. So we are going to, wait, sorry, I feel like I'm like off center. This way? This way. Okay, yeah. So you know that I got the clip. So we're going to listen to it too. Okay. And Ariana was saying, no, I know Raquel, and this is not happening. Now, this is the thing. This is why I say the producers didn't do their job, because I don't care what the cast members are saying about an alleged affair. You are the adult in the room. And by adult in the room, I mean you're the producer. You're the person in charge. You're the boss. You're supposed to follow the story where the story takes you, not take the word of someone who has something to protect. Whether it is consciously, she knows something's going on and she's consciously lying to protect her brand, her relationship, her status on the show, or whether it's subconsciously, she's in denial. Subconsciously, she knows something is going on, so she is lying. She thinks she's telling the truth, but subconsciously is covering up. Like if you think if subconsciously you know your man is cheating on you, it's not a conscious thing. You haven't caught him. The side chick hasn't stepped to you, but subconsciously you know he's cheating on you. And someone's like, oh, is your man cheating on you, Candy? And I'm like, nope, he would never do that. Nope, we're great. We're good. Nope, we're all good here. You know what I mean? As the adult in the room, as the producer, they should have followed the smoke until they either got to the pit where the fire was out or to the actual fire. And that's where they really dropped the ball. And that's why everybody was like, hey, is this staged? Is this fake? Is this now scripted? Did they know? Is this just for ratings? Is this a PR stunt because you didn't do your job? It's like if I go to the doctor and I have a big knot on my head and the doctor says, Candy, what happened? And I say, nothing. And the doctor says, okay, well, you said nothing happened, so you're good. Bye. You're the adult in the room. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going. According to Cohen, the cameras chose not to pursue the storyline because of Ariana's response. All the producers need to be fired. I don't want anybody to lose a job, but y'all all need to be fired. The funny thing is, if you think about it now, if you listen to what Ariana is saying, she is not saying Tom would never do that, he noted. Isn't she mainly pointing to Raquel? She kept saying that Raquel is not the kind of girl and that she was barking up the wrong tree. That's actually not true, Andy Cohen. Because if you watch the last episode, when Ariana thought she was doing something by stepping to Katie, and she was just like, I know you have a problem with Raquel, but she's always been really nice to me. And like, I love and trust Raquel, and I also love and trust my boyfriend. Girl, I hope you apologize to Katie for that. I hope you apologize to Katie for that. She was also defending Tom. You know what I mean? So I get what Andy's saying, but that's actually not the truth because Ariana was saying, I love and trust my boyfriend. Like, I love and trust Tom, you know? And she was saying, like, oh, and I know our, Raquel too. Dun, 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 dun. But I do get what Andy's saying because she was saying more about Raquel. But to be fair, people were more coming at Raquel about it than they were Tom. Tom, if you really watch the show, kept inserting himself. A, because he's guilty, and B, because he likes to be in the camera and he likes to hear his own voice. Let's keep going. The Missouri native recalled being shocked when Tom 40 and Raquel's affair made headlines, adding, I think because Ariana was shutting down the conversations about them being in an open relationship, and she was shutting down the idea that Raquel could ever even do that, that is why no one took it further, and that is why it actually was a surprise. Then you look at this footage and you're like, the story wrote itself. I'm so confused. How do these people become producers? The story did write itself. Like, did no one in the room go, wait a minute, maybe we don't take the word of the woman who had just bought a $2 million house with this guy, who is always complaining about never having sex with him and he's never around, you know, who started her relationship with him by being the side chick. Maybe we don't take her advice on this and we actually do our job and we follow the smoke. We follow the facts. I don't know. That would have been an idea. But now we're getting these weird inserts of Ken Todd waking up from his nap, saying his 2 lines, coming in the room, and then going out with the dogs because the producers didn't do their job. That's why now they had to pick up the cameras. That's why now they have to go and do the inserts. And that's why now we have episodes that are choppy. That now we have Lala talking about, oh, and then this happened, and then they have to do a weird looking cartoon character. What's it called? Not a cartoon. What are they called? It's a book. It's a book. It's a magazine. It's a cartoon. It's like a Marvel comic, like that comic book scene. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's keep going. Us Weekly confirmed in March that Tom and Ariana, 37, called it quits after nearly a decade of dating due to his infidelity. The TomTom co-owner later issued a public apology to the Florida native after initially only addressing the negative response to his Los Angeles business and received after the fallout. Absolutely ridiculous, but comic book, yes, comic book. All right, but don't take it from me. Let's listen to Andy Cohen himself. Listen to what he says, and then I want to know what you guys think, okay? Here we go.
Vanderpump Rules last night. Oh, my God. I found it to be chilling. I thought that and I said this to Raquel at the reunion, or either in our one-on-one or at the reunion with everybody. I may have said it both times. I said that you looked in everyone's eyes at that table and said, "You're my people. You're my crew." And then minutes later, Ariana by that fire said to her, "You are role model goals."
Yeah.
Raquel, you are role model goals.
Ew.
I just can't believe it. We've been doing every week like the list of 5 things that don't land well now that we know how the story ends. And that episode last night, there were too many. I mean, we chose 5 on Watch What Happens Live last night. I thought Kristen Doty was very Kristen Doty, very funny, and very just herself. And but I want to also say that so many people, I do a Q&A before every episode of Watch What Happens Live, and so many people have been raising their hands saying, didn't production know? How could they not have known? How could they not have?
Yeah.
And I think that you saw in last night's episode, even I think Katie confronted Ariana at one point, or at least wanted to talk to her and said, "Does it not bother you that she slept over? And what do you think of this?" And this was the same, and this was what production pointed to, because I called them once I started seeing the episodes. They go, "You're telling me you guys didn't get that this was happening?" And they said they all kind of followed Ariana's lead. And Ariana was saying, "No, I know, Raquel, this is not happening." And, you know, the funny thing is, if I think about it now, if you listen to what Ariana's saying, she's not saying, "I know Tom would never do that."
Right.
Isn't she?
Right.
Isn't she mainly pointing to Raquel when
I didn't think about that, but that's interesting, and that's true.
Yeah.
She's just saying Raquel would never do that.
She's like, "No, Raquel's not that kind of girl. Like, you guys are barking up the wrong tree." And so I think because Ariana, she was shutting down the conversations about them being in an open relationship, and she was just shutting down the idea that Raquel would ever even do that. So that's why no one took it further. And that's why it actually was a surprise. But then you look at this footage and you're like, I cannot. Wow. Well, this story wrote itself. I mean, it's wild. It's truly wild.
Yeah, the story wrote itself. And like I said, the producers really dropped the ball on this one. They really dropped the ball. Again, you're the producer, you're the adult in the room. Why are you taking Ariana's word and not following the actual story and the facts where it takes you? You know, actually follow the smoke. And then also, what I found to be interesting is that when Andy says, "Oh yeah, you know, she keeps saying Raquel, Raquel, Raquel," I also think that's because she thought that the only reason why people were coming after Raquel was because Raquel had hooked up with Schwartz and Katie was mad at Schwartz. And Katie was mad at Schwartz and Raquel. You know, that's why she said, "I know you have a problem with Raquel." And that's why Scheana was like, "Oh, I would trust Raquel in my bed with Brock." So isn't it funny that they had no problem defending Raquel when she was hooking up with Katie's, at that time, still legal husband? They were all defending Raquel when Raquel was hooking up with Katie's husband, soon-to-be ex-husband. "Oh, he could sleep in my husband, Brock, that's fine. Oh, I really trust her, blah, 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 blah." Justice for Katie Maloney. Thank you, Kathleen, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kathleen. Justice for Katie frickin' Maloney. And this also goes into my conspiracy theory on what Tom Sandoval was doing. He is an evil genius. I think he was really trying to normalize the fact that it would be totally, like, I get it, there's been cheating. I get it, there's been infidelities, blah, 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 blah. But we have to think about the cast is now 10 years older. They have mortgages. They've been together for decades. X, Y, and Z. It's totally different, right? So this is the thing. I think he was really trying to normalize and then also create a narrative where he could call anybody who had a problem with him being with Raquel after being with Ariana a hypocrite. And this goes into that. Because if they had not been caught cheating, nobody could say anything. Scheana, you said you would trust Raquel in bed with Brock. You had no problem with her. She was your best friend. She was this, that, and a third when she was actively hooking up with Katie's estranged husband, because when she hooked up with him, they were still legally married. Sure, separated, whatever the case may be. And Raquel sat there at that table, looked Katie dead in her face and said, I asked your husband to hook up with me, or if he wanted to kiss, or Schwartz, whatever she said, but that's basically what went down. And nobody at that table defended Katie except for Lala. Lala's the only one who stepped up and said something. And that's another reason why Tom Sandoval wants to villainize Lala so much, to discredit her. Oh, you're a homewrecker, you're a bimbo, you have this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, right? And then Ariana herself. I trust Raquel. It's fine. I know you have a problem with her because she's hooking up with your ex-husband. Well, chick, she was having sex with your current boyfriend at that time. And if that hadn't come out, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Ariana would not have a leg to stand on if the affair had not been called out. Because it would have been like, well, you had no problem with Raquel and Schwartz. Why do you have a problem with Raquel and Tom Sandoval? See what I'm saying? Justice for Katie. Justice for Katie, 100%. All right, you guys, put it down below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, okay? Now, let's move on to our next story. And this one is all about Lala Kent. Okay, so let's go. It says, Lala Kent dishes on unaired Vanderpump Rules fight with Raquel over money, slams her as, quote, sick, and pokes fun at car and apartment. Now, this is when we are going to start debunking the myth and the lie that Raquel is worth $30 million. I'm pretty sure. So let's find out. While filming Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Lala Kent and Raquel Leviss got into a heated argument that never made it to air. Months after Lala announced her and Raquel's Give Them Lala beauty collaboration, a collection of eyeshadow palettes called the Bambi-Eyed Bee that gave a nod to their Season 7 Screaming match, Lala revealed on her podcast that she and Raquel got into it about how much Raquel was paid for the shoot amid a cast beach day. You did see Tom Schwartz coming for how I provide for my baby, but you also didn't see that Tom Sandoval starts attacking it as well. And then Raquel starts talking about how she didn't get paid very much for the Bambi-Eyed Bee palette, Lala revealed on the May 3rd episode of Give Them Lala. I actually listened to this episode. It was good. It was good. Let's keep going. I said to her, I paid you $1,000. You worked for 2 hours, maybe even less. That's $500 an hour. Show me one person who is making and who is making and like scoffing at $500 an hour. Lala continued. Side note, that's actually a lot of money for 2 hours work. Just go in, you do your little shoot or whatever. I mean, that's more than scale. That's more than what the union says for SAG-AFTRA. That's more than scale. So that's a lot of money for what she did. But let's keep going. According to Lala, she welcomed Raquel to her Give Them Lala beauty shoot as a favor to her castmate. She feuded with her for years leading up to the collab. You sound sick, she went on. And then I said, the last time I saw you, B, you were sashaying down runway at an effing community college wearing a Miss Malibu sash. When Lala opted to pay Raquel $1,000 for the shoot, she told listeners of her podcast that if the former beauty queen wanted to make more for her time, she could have negotiated. Looking back at their encounter, which was cut out of Pump Rules Season 10, Lala admitted that she was furious that Raquel had the audacity to be anything less than grateful for her including her in the shoot. I'm going to tell you what I think really happened, but let's keep going. I was furious, and I did say, you roll up in your 1998 Jetta in your sublet apartment, and it wasn't to throw daggers. I don't give an F what you drive, but don't step to me acting like you live some baller lifestyle and $1,000 for 2 hours was just so beneath you, she stated. Now, this goes to what I've been saying. People are like, oh, $30 million. I'm like, you can't fake news. People fake. Did we learn nothing from the world? You can't believe everything that you see on your phone. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. Okay? You can't believe it. Now, this is the thing. What I think really happened, like, first let's talk about what I think her net worth is, Raquel herself. I think Raquel's net worth is sort of like normal. I think she's been on the show. She's made her little coin there. She's had this, that, maybe some collabs, maybe some brand partnerships. And I think she comes from a good family. And by good, I'm not equating money with goodness, obviously, because we all know that's not true. But by good, I mean well off, middle, upper class, but not $30 million. Miss me with all of that. The reason why I never believed that is just because it never made any type of logical sense. If her family was worth $30 million, how come it was never talked about? How come she made James pay for every single thing? How come she's living, just like Lala said, in a sublet apartment in a 1998 Jetta? How come when her and James broke up, she had nowhere to stay, so Scheana let her stay in her Marina Del Rey apartment? If my family is worth $30 million, I have a better car than that. I have my own place. And if I break up with my boyfriend, I'm pretty sure my family will be able to provide something else for me if my family is worth $30 million. Absolutely not. And I also think it would have been a storyline. Oh, prissy, privileged Raquel. The girls would have brought that up as a way to do something. She's trying to make her way out of her family's shadow or something. We would have known that. There would have been something to that. Oh, I don't want to take my family's money. I want to make it on my own. That's why I'm working at this restaurant job, right? Some BS storyline to make it make sense that she actually works at SUR. Do you see what I'm saying? None of that makes any sense. I could write a blog post today, Candy Washington net worth $100 million. Yes, please. Thank you, God. But that would be fake news at the current moment. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? It's not landing. But let me tell you what I do think happened with this $1,000. Let me finish the article real quick. Lala also said that she was disgusted with Raquel's behavior and likened her face off to an all-time low. Okay, boo-boo. Okay. Now, this is what I think really happened with that $1,000. Yes, Kristen, I am manifesting that. I was real careful with my words. Real careful. Yes. So what I think happened with the $1,000 is this. I think that Raquel had no problem. She was probably actually really happy. I would be stoked if my agent or manager was, Candy, we just booked you a cute little beauty campaign, $1,000 for less than half a day of work. I'm booked. I'm doing it. Yes, thank you, Jesus. Yes, I'm doing that. Amazing. Who wouldn't do that? I think Raquel loved that she got asked to do it. I think she was fine with the $1,000, if not more than fine. This to me smells of Sandoval. Smells of him. And as sick as it is, you can really see how both Ariana in the past and present, until they broke up, and then Raquel now, and I don't want to give Sandoval too much power because at the end of the day, both of them are adults and they both have agency and they both have done things that are questionable and shady. And by both, I mean Ariana, because she's not perfect either, Ariana and Raquel. But it smells of Sandoval because he has such a hard-on for Lala. He cannot stand her. You know what I mean? I think he got into Raquel's ear and it was like, oh, she only paid you $1,000? Well, how much did she make off of the palette? Why didn't you get commission off of that? That doesn't seem like enough money for you, blah, 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 blah. Why didn't she pay you more? And then Raquel, with her weird dingbat, nothing between her ears, are like, Oh my God, Sandoval, you're right. Why didn't Lala pay me more? I should have been paid more for that. How much money did she make off my palette? Blah, 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 blah. Smells of Sandoval. You know what also smells of Sandoval? The promo scenes that we're seeing for the next episode this week. When Raquel is sitting there like an evil, stupid demon, just like Lala said, looking at Katie being like, you divorced Schwartz, so you shouldn't care if we kiss. I have more empathy for him. Girl, me and Katie, same energy. I don't know how she didn't strangle the life out of that little girl. Not for real, guys, obviously. But you know what I mean. That to me sounds like Schwartz. I have more Sandoval. I have more empathy for Schwartz. Well, Katie, you're the one who divorced him. Well, Katie, why should you care who he hooks up with? Again, that normalizing language, that normalizing narrative. Oh, thank you, Kathleen, for the super sticker. That is so sweet. Thank you, sweetheart. Kathleen said, you said at the current moment, let me help you to get that 100 million a little bit more at a time. LOL. You should do this for Candy. 99 cents to whatever. Thank you so much, Kathleen. That is so sweet. That's right. I'm manifesting, baby. Manifest it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. But again, it's that normalizing verbiage. You shouldn't care who he hooks up with. So then if their little evil plan would have worked next season, it would have been, they just would have regurgitated it. Well, Katie was being crazy last season. She shouldn't care who Schwartz hooked up with. You didn't care that Raquel hooked up with Schwartz and he was married to Katie. So why do you care that Raquel and I are together? Ariana and I weren't married. Ariana and I weren't having sex. Why should you care that we're together? You didn't care when she was with Schwartz. Schwartz doesn't care that she's with me. I don't care that she was with Schwartz. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like this grooming, brainwashing stuff. It smells of Sandoval. What also smells of Sandoval is that evil, stupid demon Raquel, when she was looking into Ariana's face, being like, shouldn't you want? And she does this weird jerk thing. Like, watch the promo again and watch this episode. She does this weird, like, you should want to have sex. It's really weird. It's psycho. It's bizarre. And again, it smells of Sandoval. Smells. What also smells of Sandoval is I didn't watch last season of Vanderpump Rules, but I did see a clip of the finale when she's breaking up with James and everything she's saying to him and just how she is. And she's like, so you want the ring back, this, that, and the third. The way Sandoval is like laughing and looking down and is so excited and like the bravado she has, that also smells of Sandoval. Like he put all of that in her head to say. What also smells of Sandoval is Ariana all those years ago when she was regurgitating stuff back to Kristen. Oh, you have borderline personality disorder. You're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. Smells of Sandoval. Just regurgitating those words because people always tell on themselves. You know, people have a certain way of talk, like writers, right? Like I'm a writer. And so when I write something, no matter what it is, and just how people talk, people use certain phrases, they use certain idioms, you know, even texting. Like you say you're texting with your friend and somebody texts on their behalf, it doesn't feel like them. It doesn't sound like them. Do you know what I mean? People have certain ways that they sound, certain ways that they talk, certain phrases that they use. And you can tell when someone is just regurgitating somebody else's thoughts and beliefs and words and all that stuff. Like, I don't think Raquel knows what the word empathetic means. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, girl, bye. Like, you lack empathy. That's the gag. That's the gag. Raquel lacks empathy, and she's sitting there saying she's more empathetic for Schwartz. Schwartz, who threw a drink on Katie's head. Schwartz, who cheated on Katie multiple times over and over and over again. Schwartz, who always never took Katie's side in any situation, private or public. You have more empathy for him? Girl, bye. Girl, bye-bye. All right, put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And let's move on to our next story. So this is another Lala story. It says Lala Kent dishes on call from Vanderpump Rules producer, season 11 cast, and reunion antics, plus talks Tom and Raquel, and lesson from 50 Cent, and weight loss. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Lala Kent is looking ahead to the potential, but yet to be confirmed, 11th season of Vanderpump Rules. I think they'll confirm after the reunion. You know, sort of like how they do with the Housewives, but we'll keep going. During a podcast appearance last week, before admitting that she went too hard at the season 10 reunion, Lala shared her thoughts on the issues that led up to Tom Sandoval and Raquel Levis's affair, shared what she's learned from 50 Cent, and addressed her weight loss after her messy split from Randall Emmett. When I lost a significant amount of weight after my relationship ended, I was so insecure because I was skin and bones, Lala revealed on the April 27th episode of the Sophia with an F podcast. And I'm still trying to get the weight back on. Although Lala has faced physical challenges due to her and Randall's breakup, which she claims was prompted by chronic cheating, her mom, Lisa Birmingham, has continued to be supportive. My mom always said, "You look amazing." Now when I have a conversation, she tells me, "Yes, I was worried because you couldn't consume food. You always look beautiful, but I knew you weren't eating," she revealed. As for what she learned from 50 Cent, who attacked her and Randall on Instagram in 2019, excuse me, reality blurb, I have a problem with you. I'm about to get into my feelings right now. Do not say 50 Cent attacked her and Randall on Instagram in 2019. I don't like this narrative. Maybe I'm being sensitive, but here we go. I don't like that, and I don't want to make everything about race, but 50 Cent is a black man, and you're saying 50 Cent attacked Lala and Randall on Instagram? Reality blurb, you're doing the absolute most. He didn't attack her on Instagram. He did a post about Randall owing him money, and Lala inserted herself into it, and that's why we call her Lauren from Utah from this day. Shut up, reality blurb. All right, let's keep going. And Randall for failing to pay him because words matter, and saying he attacked, I don't know, that just hit a nerve. That hit a nerve. That just hit a nerve. Let's keep going. After Randall failed to pay him $1 million he owed, Lala said the rapper taught her to go public when she needs to get something accomplished. I have found by adopting 50 Cent's way of getting stuff done, you blast people on Instagram and then they come correct like he did to my ex, she explained. Lala then addressed Sandoval, noting that Raquel seems very young, she's 28 years old and should know better, than to engage in an affair with Sandoval behind the back of her best friend, Ariana Maddox. I mean, kindergarteners know not to cheat. So yeah, and Raquel is no spring chicken. She's 28. I think anything that happens after 25 and you're still acting like a Sandoval or a Raquel, something needs to happen, she stated. You're either hardwired differently where you just are an effing lost cause, which is how I feel Sandoval is. I don't think there's any effing helping him. Or you're like a Raquel where there's been a lot of things that have happened to you in your past that maybe you haven't dealt with properly and it manifests itself into something like this where you're not exactly aware of. I don't know. Effing your best friend's man, like I don't know that is probably not okay. This is the thing. I think that Tom Sandoval and Raquel are beyond, quote, repair, because I think it's something about their own personality, disposition, like it's in them. I think it's different. Like, I don't think that whatever Tom Sandoval has, whether it's narcissism, whether it's egotism, whether it's borderline, whether I don't know, whatever the quote diagnosis is, maybe it's just evil. I don't know. I think that they have two different illnesses going on. And I hope you understand what I mean by that. Like I think there's something truly wrong with both of them. It goes beyond being a cheater. It even goes beyond being a liar. Like there's a tick, there's something wrong. And I think that whatever it is, it's different. Like both of them are horrible, but for whatever reason, and I'm not being sexist, I think there's something more wrong with Raquel. Not because of the cheating, but just because of like her. Like there's nothing behind her eyes. She seems to be getting pleasure out of this. She doesn't like care. then she was able to like lie so easily, like, these are all my people, these are my forever friends, looking at Ariana in her face being like, well, if he is cheating on you, then I'll be there for you. Like, all the weird stuff, we're gonna see in the next episode her buying the necklace, and all of that stuff. Like, that takes a special type of crazy. That's a special kind of evil. That's a special kind of difference. And the reason why I say evil, I'm not talking religious or spiritual or anything like that. What I mean by evil is if you take pleasure in the knowing that your actions directly or indirectly is hurting another person, and you don't stop, but instead you continue to engage and you take pleasure out of it, that's what I mean by evil. And I think Raquel and Tom, both of them, are guilty of that. The way they did Katie, the way they did Ariana, the way they did Kristen, the way they did X, Y, and Z, it was like they were getting pleasure out of knowing that they were lying to these people, that these people were being hurt. It was like a sick power thing. Exactly, Chocolate Chunks. Exactly. They are different types of narcissists. Thank you, Chocolate Chunks. And shout out for being a channel member. I really appreciate that. It's a different type of narcissism because there's probably like the spectrum, but they're both on it. That's what I mean. It's sick because it's not about the cheating. Cheating, we don't even care about that. Not that we don't care, because obviously that's wrong and horrible, but it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. According to Lala, she believes Sandoval is wired differently, while she feels Raquel simply needs to work through her past trauma. See, I disagree. I think Raquel is actually scarier than Sandoval. Just on a gut level, there is something scary about her. When you can look somebody's mother dead in their face without flinching, with the way she did Katie's mom, about how she hurt her daughter, that's scary to me. If you can look somebody's mother dead in the face and not even give an F. Like, yeah, I did ask Shorts if he wanted to make out and kiss me. I did. And the mother is sitting there in tears, being like, they're not even divorced yet. She's crying over just having to sell her house. When you can look somebody's mother in the face and do that, that's a different type of crazy. I don't agree with Lala on that one. That's a different type of crazy. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's a broken soul, Lala explained, noting that she couldn't imagine how Raquel was able to remain close to Ariana amid her romance with Sandoval, because she's a bad person and a broken soul. That's why she's a bad person, because her soul is broken. Get with it, Lala. Like, you're usually on it, but you're drinking the Kool-Aid now. Girl. Can you imagine someone coming to you and confiding in you about the ups and downs of a relationship, and you sit there and cry with them and you're effing best friends, and all the while you look them in the eye while you're banging their dude, she wondered. As a result of the devastating betrayal, many have wondered if the couple will continue to appear on Pump Rules and if anyone will film with them. We got a call just saying, like, how are you feeling about the situation? Lala shared. We haven't gotten the call to pick up cameras back up again or gotten a green light for season 11, but they always feel us out. And for me, whether they come back or don't come back, it's all the same to me. Because Lala was never close to Sandoval or Raquel, she feels happy that she won't have to pretend to like either of them in the future seasons. I was putting a happy face around Sandoval sometimes because I care about Ariana, and for a minute we weren't close because I was like constantly attacking her dude. So I was like, if I care about Ariana, I gotta reel it in, Lala noted. So now everybody feels the same way I feel. I'm thriving. As for who she hopes to be part of season 11, Lala said she was hopeful for some good-looking men. I just want them to bring on men who I'm attracted to. It's the least you can do is bring someone who I think is attractive, she shared. I'm going to start looking at Instagram and sending photos of hot people. Side note, I agree on this. I do think that there needs to be some fresh blood on Vanderpump Rules. There needs to be a zhuzh. You know what I mean? There needs to be some freshness. There needs to be some fresh blood. I agree. I think that there needs to be, and I said this before, I think there needs to be fresh masculine energy and fresh female energy. And I don't mean like sexes or sexuality or anything like that. Like, I think there does need to be some new guys on the show, and there needs to be some new girls on the show. You know, I love the girls, but we got it. We Katie, I love you, but we got it. Scheana, whatever chick, we got it. Lala, I love you, but we got it. You know, Schwartz and Sandy, I don't know what the hell that's going to look like. And then we just have James and then Peter every now and then. We need some new men. We need some new men. And we need like good casting, because the whole Brent and Max from a couple seasons ago, that was garbage casting. They brought nothing to the show. We also need like Jack's energy. Maybe not Jax himself until he takes accountability, then he can come back. But until then, he can stay on people's couch. But we need like a Jax energy guy. I'm not saying someone who's a douche or cheating. I don't mean all that stuff. But someone who like is the number one man of the group, that alpha energy, because the weasel, beta, yucky, pathetic Schwartz and Sandy that we got, that ain't it. That ain't it. And to be honest with you, had it not been for Sandoval, I don't think this season would have been it. This whole season just would have been about Raquel whining that she aged out of pageants, looking like SpongeBob SquarePants. That's what Lala calls her, not me. You know, it wouldn't have been it. I'm sorry. I know Scheana got married, but I don't care she got married again. I don't want to watch 4 episodes of her crying in Mexico because Katie is giving her the cold shoulder on her wedding day. Scheana, it's your wedding. Why are you worried about Katie? Weird pick-me behavior. Oh, that's right, because Scheana had already been married for an entire year. So this was just a party in Mexico. Like, we just glossed over the fact that Scheana had been married for a whole year. And this whole wedding was really just a big white party in Mexico. Everybody wear white, show up at the wedding and hang out. She'd been married for an entire year. It's like the inverse of a Robin Dixon. It's ridiculous. Like the fakeness of it all, You're making such a big deal about your wedding and you've already been married because your husband needed a green card to stay in America. And he got you pregnant and he got knocked up. So you married him so he can get his green card so he could stay here and play daddy boo-boo to your beautiful goober baby. And that's no shade to Scheana and Brock. I really like them. I hope they're happy. But girl, call a thing a thing. Okay, here we go. Looking back at season 10 reunion, Lala admitted she went the hardest out of anyone. When I roll up on a producer and I say, I think I went a little too hard, and instead of that producer who usually always tells me you did effing amazing, that was incredible, then they tell you, yeah, we were gonna try to reel you in a bit. That's like, you definitely maybe went a little too heavy on the paint, she reasoned. Even though I didn't like these people, I wasn't close to them, it didn't really directly affect me like it did Ariana or Scheana. These are 2 people who are constantly telling me you need to be real, you're a mistress. So for me, I was like, now I'm coming for you, she continued. Side note, I think that's a really good point to bring up. You know, again, with the evil and the diabolicalness of it all, is because Sandoval has always tried to act so self-righteous. Like he calls everybody out. Lala, you know, you're a mistress and you're a bimbo and you're this, that, and the third. And, you know, Stassi, you're horrible. And Jax is a cheater and Katie is so mean and blah, 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 blah. But yet, out of everybody, Jax included, Tom Sandoval has done the most grimiest, dirtiest, snake-like stuff ever on this show. Yet he acted like he was up here and everybody was down here. He was so self-righteous and so judgmental. So Lala, give it to them. Because I would feel the same way. If you, for years, kept coming at me for a mistake I made one time in my life, and then you find out that you've been doing this the entire time. And the sickest part is, this is the sickest part, they were still doing it. This entire season, again, it smells like Sandoval. When Raquel was at whatever pool party they were at right before Scheana's wedding, and they were all coming for Katie about her keeping her room in Mexico. And Raquel and Lala get into it at the party, and Raquel regurgitating Tom Sandoval words, you're a mistress, you're a bimbo, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. But the entire time you're looking at Lala calling her a mistress, you were having sex with Tom Sandoval? and Ariana was right there the entire time. Like, that's the sickest part. They were still doing it. It's like you sat there, you called her a mistress, and then probably when they wrapped, you went and had sex with Tom Sandoval. It's crazy. It's crazy. And we know they were smashing then because of so many parts of the timelines, but specifically we know that they were smashing because that pool party happened after the whole Peter thing happened with Raquel and Peter. And then don't forget, Peter came out and told it on Kristen Doute's podcast that Tom Sandoval had texted him and it was like, yo, did you hook up with Raquel that night? And I'm like, the only reason why Tom would care if Raquel hooked up with Peter that night is if Tom had already started having sex with Raquel himself. And this happened episodes way before the fight does. And as we've seen, they were smashing for months, probably all the way back last year, Coachella. For months. So sick. All right, here we go. Because you literally have been saying that you're going to teach me what 2 + 2 is. Teach me that 2 + 2 is 4. Trying to school me on life when this is the character trait you possessed and now acted on, and still knowing y'all were doing this, had an effing audacity to call me a mistress and tell me that I need to be real. I was pissed. That's another thing. They kept telling her, oh, you need to be real, you need to be real. And then the entire time, living a lie. And I'm also going to call Ariana out for this. Ariana was also living a lie. I don't think she was being, and Lala said this when she was asked who's the most different off camera. She said Tom and Ariana. I do think that both Tom and Ariana for a long time were playing a part on TV to protect their brand as a couple. But I don't think that she realized, but I don't think that she was broken up with Tom and lying. I think that she was just protecting the cracks. Do you know what I mean? All right, well, let's move on to our next story and put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Okay, Kathleen said, Sandoval always pointing the finger at everyone else and no one to look at him. Textbook. Exactly. All right, now let's talk about everybody's big wins. So the girls won this weekend at the MTV Movies Awards. Okay, so Ariana Madix referenced her tumultuous time as Vanderpump Rules wins MTV Award. All right, I didn't watch. Did you guys watch? I don't watch MTV. I didn't watch their awards. I watched Siesta Key when it was on. Don't judge me. All right, here we go. I mean, I watched Vanderpump Rules, so hey, we're all here, right? All right, let's get into it. Oh, and I have a clip, so we can watch it too. We'll watch it. Tom Sandoval isn't even safe from the 2023 MTV Movie and TV Awards. Ariana Madix briefly referenced the aftermath of her ex's months-long affair with Raquel Leviss while accepting the trophy for Best Reality On-Screen Team with her Vanderpump Rules co-star Katie Maloney and Scheana Shay. Obviously, it was a very tumultuous time in our lives, but we are truly at our best when we come together as a team, so thank you, she said in a pre-recorded video that aired Sunday. Now, side note, I think they were doing the pre-records because of the WGA strike. So a lot of productions and a lot of TV shows and movies are kind of halted because of the Writers Guild strike. So shout out to the WGA. We stand with all of the writers. Okay, let's go. Madix also thanked the fans who voted for her, Maloney, Scheana Shay, and Lala Kent, who did not join the trio in accepting the award. I think Lala was probably in Palm Springs, but we'll see. We've been through so many ups and downs as friends, she said. The win came 2 months after Madix, 37, dumped Sandoval, 40, upon learning about a secret dalliance with Raquel, 28. Ariana was blindsided by the cheating, a source told us at the time, adding that Madix had, quote, no idea there were any issues in her nearly 10-year relationship with Sandoval. Now, we all know that is a hot damn lie. You knew that there were problems. We were seeing it on the show. You're saying it yourself. You don't want to have sex with him because he feels like a stranger. That to me sounds like a problem in a relationship. He doesn't want to fertilize your eggs. That to me sounds like a problem in the relationship. So you knew you had problems. Doesn't justify what he did, but we're not going to pretend like you didn't know you had problems because you did. Let's keep going. However, the bar owner went on to claim that he broke up with Maddox on Valentine's Day, 2 weeks before the scandal dubbed Sandoval first made headlines in March. Now, Tom Sandoval, stop lying. You know good and gosh darn well, you and Ariana were not in real life actually broken up. Maybe in your head you were, but not in real life. Stop lying. Stop lying. She's like, if you break up with me, you'll be effectively ending my life, he said on the Howie Mandel Does Stuff podcast in April. I didn't know what to do. She was in complete denial and not accepting it. Boy, bye. Maddox has yet to publicly discuss the headline making scandal in depth. I think Ariana is waiting for the right offer. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's going to get a really good offer for her story when it does come out. And I'm going to be interested to see what she says. You know, maybe we'll do a viewing party if it comes out somewhere, because I really want to get her perspective on it. I do want her to, I think it would be great if she did take accountability for some of it. And what I mean by that is I don't mean accountability for him cheating or for what Raquel did. Hell no. That's what they did. But some type of self-reflection of, you know, I know how we started our relationship. I've asked for forgiveness. I know what I did was wrong, blah, 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 blah. These were the red signs. These were the red flags, you know, but this is how I know now to move differently. Like some type of, I don't know, acknowledgement, awareness is what I'm saying. You know, I think that would really be interesting, but it'll be interesting to see. I also bet you she does it with Andy because of how pissed both Andy and Bravo got when Tom Sandoval took it to Howie Mandel, when he took it out of Bravo. So we'll see. She has been busy, however. In addition to booking an acting gig, the Something About Her co-owner has been spotted packing on the PDA with personal trainer Daniel Way several times in the recent weeks, including at Coachella and in a New York Yankees game. Okay, side note about the Yankees game and her being with Daniel. So word on the street is that her and Daniel were talking, well, probably not Daniel. He's probably just like, okay. You know how guys are, like, okay, baby. That she was like going off about Raquel. Let me see if I have that. Yeah, it was in Reality Blurb. It says Ariana, Maddox, and Danny Way allegedly seen talking crap about Raquel on date night. So yeah, they're saying that they looked very lovey-dovey. An insider told Page 6 of Ariana and Daniel's double date at Maud Day on May 4th, and they were openly talking crap, S-H-I-T, about Raquel at the table. Although the insider didn't disclose what was being said about Raquel by Ariana or Daniel, it's safe to say it was nothing nice. After all, Raquel was secretly sleeping with Sandoval for months leading up to his and Ariana's March breakup. So Daniel's getting in on the crap, like on the crap talking. Good for Daniel. Good on them. They're cute together, but again, I think it's a nice rebound. I think it's a nice, fun situation. And I say good for her, you know, do you. I want her to be happy. I want her to get it all out. I think it's great. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about, you know, the girls winning the award? Oh, you guys, I have it. I have their acceptance speech. You guys want to watch? Here we go. I'll play it for you guys. Here we go.
Wow. So we did it. Best on-screen team. Thank you so much, MTV, and especially to everyone that voted for us.
Yeah, and the team isn't just us. I mean, we have an entire production team behind us that makes this show possible. And This is just so exciting. We won Best Team, all because of you guys, the fans. Thank you so much for voting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been through so many ups and downs as friends, and obviously it's a very tumultuous time in all of our lives, but we are truly at our best when we come together as a team. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
We did it.
Hello, my loves. Thank you all for voting for me and my most favorite girls, Scheana, Katie, Ariana. We are beyond grateful. This is crazy. Again, thank you guys so much.
Wow.
Yep. Oof. All right. Well, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box and put it down below. What do you think about the girls winning the MTV award? What do you think about just the whole situation, her and Daniel? Put it down below. So with that, I'm going to take some candy cane questions and comments. I'm just going to start at a random spot. So if I